Leftists are absolutely panicking as they admit that the fallout from the Arizona audit is changing the nation. In this video, we're going to take a look at how leftists are increasingly recognizing that the audit's results are inspiring new audits in states throughout the country. We're going to see how election integrity laws are increasingly becoming the new norm as a result of the audits. And stick with me to the very end of this video where I'll reveal how the latest polls on election integrity laws are freaking out the left even more. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Patriots all across the globe. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote, offering patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we jump into things here, I have the absolute honor sharing the stage with the one, the only Donald Trump Jr. on October 8th and 9th in Jacksonville, Florida. I am so thrilled to be partnering with the American Freedom Tour and speaking alongside Kayleigh McEnany and Dinesh D'Souza and Dan Bongino and many more patriots you know and love. And I want to see you there in Jacksonville, so make sure to click on the link below to register for this amazing conference. And to make it even sweeter, if you're one of the first 100 people to sign up, you'll be entered into a drawing for me and my team to take you out to dinner. It's going to be so cool. Plus, if you click on that link, everyone gets some super amazing bonuses, including my best-selling book bundle, an official Turley Talks t-shirt, and a 3-month access to our Insiders Club. But don't wait. Spots are filling up fast. Click on that link below and join me for dinner. I can't wait to see you there. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. We've, of course, been following the fallout from the Arizona audit all this week. And if you haven't kept up with my video analysis, I'll make sure to link my latest video in the pinned comment section down below for you, which you can watch after this one. It is going to so encourage you, as will this video. It is becoming very apparent that after months and months of ridiculing, mocking, dismissing, demeaning the audit, a number of anti-Trump leftists are beginning to realize and increasingly admit that the audit is working. It's accomplishing precisely what it set out to accomplish, which is nothing less than the electoral transformation of our nation. Now, the latest to admit this is the ultra-left New Republic, and the leftists there are actually blaming the mainstream media for inadvertently legitimizing the audit and thereby legitimizing the audit's goals, which, according to the left-wing activists at the New Republic, are twofold. The audit seeks to undermine sleepy Joe Biden's legitimacy, which, to be fair, he's doing a darn good job of it all by himself. The audit's there to undermine bumbling Biden's legitimacy, and the audit is there to completely transform our nation's election laws in accordance with Trump's bidding. Now, here's what the piece says, quote, "The Arizona audit itself may have been a circus sideshow for most in the press, but it has been a major fixation of both former President Trump and his allies in right-wing media. The point wasn't to get Arizona's electoral votes thrown out. Rather, it was a means of continuously casting doubt on the legitimacy of the election in order to provide cover for sweeping restrictions on voting, both in Arizona and elsewhere." Now, of course, I take issue with this piece's dismissal of decertification. We talked about this precisely on yesterday's video update on the audit fallout. Calls for decertification are actually surging right now. So, for example, State Senator Wendy Rogers announced that her petition to decertify the election has reached well over 1 million signatures and counting. And President Trump, of course, just endorsed Kari Lake for governor of Arizona, and Kari Lake is an avid supporter of decertification. So again, I think we're just seeing a bit of, cheap partisan projection in terms of this dismissal of decertification. But regardless, this piece in the New Republic clearly recognizes one of the major ramifications of the fallout from the Arizona audit. And that, of course, is to help initiate sweeping election reforms, or what this leftist at the New Republic calls, quote, sweeping restrictions on voting. It's so interesting. Have you ever noticed the very people who constantly complain about Trump undermining the integrity of elections are the same people who accuse the Republicans of voter restriction laws that are designed to suppress the Democrat vote? Well, logic has never been the left's strong suit. But this writer is right on one thing. The audits are indeed propelling and evoking a massive surge in election integrity laws. Now, this is precisely what the Arizona Senate President Karen Fann said of late, that the audit is not about Trump, it's about assuring election integrity, which, of course, the Democrats hate. They absolutely hate that. Or better, they don't believe anything involving the Republicans could have anything to do with integrity. And I'm not exaggerating. In fact, it goes even beyond Republicans. In a relatively recent piece for Salon, the leftist writer there quoted a remark from constitutional professor Alan Dershowitz on the Sean Hannity show. Dershowitz is a self-described liberal Democrat. He's not a hardline right-winger by any stretch of the imagination. But when he was responding to the November election, he said on Hannity's show this, quote, "We have to move forward to make sure that future elections have transparency. It's a very unhealthy thing in a democracy if 30 million, 50 million people don't trust the outcome of an election." Now, of course, no reasonable human being is going to disagree with that, are they? Right? What could anyone possibly find wrong with what Dershowitz just said? Well, according to this hard left Salon writer, quote, "Transparency is, of course, Trumpist code for sowing doubt and confusion about the election results, creating a pretext for Republican election officials and judges to simply vacate any election results they dislike."
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're not alone. Calls for transparency in our elections are now, according to leftists like this one at Salon, they are now code. They are code for sowing doubt and confusion about election results, which the last time I looked is, of course, the complete opposite of transparency. So when Alan Dershowitz or anyone else associated with Trump calls for election transparency, they're actually calling for election non-transparency, and then that creates a pretext for Republican election officials, whoever they are, to simply vacate any election results that they don't like. And it's all, in her words, obvious. They literally live on a different planet. Regardless, these leftists are right in recognizing that the Arizona audit was, in many respects, just the beginning. Look at this from CBS News. As the Arizona audit wraps up, other states are just beginning theirs. Wisconsin and Pennsylvania are moving towards conducting their own audits. The GOP-dominated Pennsylvania State Senate, in particular, has taken a decisive step toward initiating their own Arizona-style audit of the 2020 election results. The State Senate Intergovernmental Operations Committee voted along party lines to authorize 17 sweeping subpoenas that are in effect demanding all communications records between state election officials and local election officials in every county, and the subpoenas will force the gathering of the name, addresses, and social security numbers of every single registered voter in the state as of last November, which constitutes nearly 7 million voters. And as you may have heard, in addition to Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, the state of Texas has authorized the audit of 4 of their largest counties, including the heavily Democrat Harris County, to determine the extent to which comparable issues to Maricopa County are happening in their state. And to the point of these leftist pundits who are recognizing that the Arizona audit is working just as intended, Texas is conducting this audit in tandem with their brand new election integrity law that was just signed by Governor Greg Abbott. So leftists at the New Republic and Salon are genuinely freaking out that the Arizona audit is indeed having its intended effect, which ultimately is to transform the nation's voting laws, at least in red states, to reflect the sentiments of President Trump. And they're absolutely livid over this. Unfortunately for the left, we now have new polling out that shows that the attitudes of most Americans when it comes to these voter integrity laws, let's just say it just keeps getting worse for the left. But first, let's pay our bills here and give a huge shout out to this wonderful device called the Lightbug. The Lightbug is a portable solar-powered ultra-bright floodlight that makes blackouts a thing of the past. It's solar-powered, so it never ever needs batteries, and it's perfect to light up your fishing, hiking, or camping trips because it's so lightweight and portable. And if you click on the link below today, you're going to get 20% off your order. So don't wait. Make sure to click on that link below or head on over to lightbug.com and get your emergency backup light today. All right, so unfortunately for the left, the latest Rasmussen poll shows overwhelming support for the election integrity bills that are being passed by Republican legislatures. According to the survey, 61% of likely voters agree with a statement Trump recently issued on his website, quote, election reform must happen in swing states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Arizona, where voters have lost confidence in their electoral process. That includes 42% who strongly agree with that statement from President Trump. And these numbers corroborate with what Rasmussen found back in March. 75% of likely voters support voter ID requirements. And contrary to what Democrats would have us believe, that also includes 69% of black voters. Nearly 70% of black voters and 75% of voters overall support precisely the kind of voter ID requirements that Democrats are doing everything they possibly can to oppose. So Rasmussen is arguing that likely voters are clearly being persuaded by Trump's argument over election integrity, which means that the ripple effects of the Arizona audit are just beginning. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on the Arizona audit. I detail how calls for arrests and decertification are absolutely surging. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there.